For many people in the world, their smartphone is all the camera they need to navigate their daily life. Mobile camera sensors have gotten so advanced with so much technology crammed into it now that great image quality is easily accessible for regular folks like you and me. While the image quality is nearly there, the photo taking experience, however, still leaves a lot to desire. Like holding a candy bar shaped mobile phone in landscape mode to take a photo or a video isn't too ergonomically friendly to the human hand. Look at that. This is where third-party accessory makers like ShiftCam comes in. I've owned a product called the ProGrip for 3 months now, and this is one of my favorite phone camera grips I've used to date. There are a few brands of tech accessory makers that stand above the rest of the field. Some of that can be attributed, of course, to marketing. The Instagram marketing really gets people nowadays. But presentation and quality do play a part in creating a quality product. To me, brands like Peak Design and Moment have kind of mastered these traits, and they produce high-end accessories for smartphones, at least in my opinion they do. After a few months with the ShiftCam ProGrip, I can honestly say that I do see them on the same tier as those other two now. When you first place your hands on the grip, a sense of quality invokes your sensations, and it's the right amount of heft for your palm to engulf in for enough support to be made comfortable to hold this thing. Made from plastic though, it isn't necessarily like a premium feeling product, but there definitely is quality behind the construction and the design, which we're going to talk about right now. As not only a grip, but a smartphone stand as well. The ProGrip has a swivel mount that the phone slides into. There's 4 levels of adjustment that click into place with each progressive rotation. This is great for versatility as you can use it for not only horizontal shots, but in portrait orientation for your TikTok things, whatever those things are. I'm kidding, I know what TikTok is. I don't use it though. The great thing about the ProGrip is that the function applies both while holding it in your hand and when you set it onto a surface as a stand. The stand aspect is what actually helps distinguish the ProGrip over some of the other grip competitors on the market. The design is actually quite logical if you think about it. The physical grip portion is where the majority of weight is allocated thanks to the big battery. Housed in there is a gigantic 5200 mAh battery that powers a Qi charging zone. Yes, not only does this charge your phone as you take photos of it, it does it wirelessly. If it isn't being used as a battery bank, the Bluetooth connection will actually just last as long as the phone does thanks to the gigantic battery inside. These are highly premium functions that you just don't see in mobile hand grip products too often. Add in a USB-C port and a Colt shoe mount, and the ProGrip literally gives you that pro name moniker. They give you everything a pro needs. While I don't think smartphone photography is quite there for a professional use case in all scenarios, there are various social media opportunities I can see something like this improving the quality of work. While $150 is quite a sum of money for a phone accessory, I do want to give credit to the finer details that ShiftCam emulated over from DSLR grips. This is advertised to be a DSLR-style mobile battery grip, and it actually molds itself to that reputation. The grip, which your right hand surrounds, is angled ever so slightly at 11 o'clock. This may not seem like a big deal at first, but any DSLR or mirrorless camera user can attest that this slight angling of orientation improves grip strength and lowers long-term usage fatigue. If you're holding this for a long time, it is more comfortable that way. The grooves and the indentations cut into the ProGrip are also quite distinctively placed. I particularly appreciate the indentation where your right-hand thumb rests. It's such a large space that accommodates for readjusting your grip on the fly. And it's just an accumulation of these little details that add up to be a premium experience that I actually can argue might be worth the price. Many of the cheaper competitors on Amazon that you can find easily for those different price ranges between $20 and $100 do hold your camera in place for a better grip as intended. But they can't afford to emulate the DSLR grip feeling that the ShiftCam impressively accomplishes with this product. I've had my hands on dozens of DSLR camera grips over the years for professional uses, and while this doesn't reach the level of sophistication on a mobile photography platform, it excels beyond anything I've seen to this point at least. The built-in shutter button can be programmed through Bluetooth to control the native camera app on the phone to take pictures. This allows the index finger to rest on the extended ridge. This is one aspect that I was kind of hoping would be slightly bulkier because the extension as it is right now is just enough to rest your middle finger under for weight support. My finger doesn't fully immerse itself under the ridge because it's not long enough, and while that isn't a problem per se, a little more surface area would greatly allow that finger to add more support to my grip. It would also allow for the shutter button to occupy a slightly larger and maybe a rounder shape instead of that of an oval one that it currently sits at. I'm more used to flatter shutter buttons on the cameras I do own, so this may very well be a personal preference, but I have found that form factor to be actually more comfortable for my hands. I also would have liked to see a more versatile way to mount the phone. The plastic extends to grip the edges of a device, but like many mobile phone holders on the market right now, they get trickier to mesh together as phones grow in size. Factor in a case, and many phones that are considered even average size now might be a tight fit in between. Rounding out the rest of the expansive features on the ProGrip, the included hand strap is quite solid and surprisingly useful. I normally remove any type of camera strap on any of my camera grips as they interfere with my videography motions, but this particular strap in its location is unobtrusive to my motions. ShiftCam sells accessories that can be shoe mounted. Once again, there's a shoe mount here. And you could actually use any accessory that does have a shoe mount, like a lavalier mic or a mini LED light, so that adds a lot of versatility. Speaking of LEDs, the battery indicator LEDs are located along the inside handle of the grip. You can toggle the on and off power to the Qi capabilities by pressing a button on the inside of the grip. It's directly below the Bluetooth control button. Ultimately, the ShiftCam ProGrip is a luxury item that is unnecessary for a majority of smartphone users. Will it improve your photos and videos to justify the price of the purchase if you buy this? Probably not for the people out there who already see this as an expensive product. If you're somebody who sees the $150 price tag as a normal day in the realm of photography or videography equipment, then you might appreciate the added benefits that the ProGrip does provide. It's a very narrow line. I've come to rely on my iPhone 13 Pro these last few months for B-roll shots for tech gadgets, as it's just so convenient to pull out with minimal setup required. When I combine the ProGrip with the iPhone cinematic video mode, I legitimately am satisfied with the outcome of first takes, like 90% of the time. This is a terrific time saver as, time is money. Memories are also time sensitive. We've all been in a situation where we wished we could have captured something more cleanly. This grip will go with me on any trip now going forward, and it may even allow me to leave my mirrorless camera back home for certain non-working trips or, nothing too crazy where I need to get a lot of shots. The fact that it can add that much flexibility to my life makes this a product worthy of a spot in my tech bag. Once again, this is Alex from the Sypnotix. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button and press that subscribe button. It really helps the channel and we can keep digging for some cooler things to review on this channel. Until next time, I'll see you then.
The only thing better than a Tesla stock is subscribing. Are these cute to use?